Five, four, three, two, one.
Wow, in this emergency webisode, just when we thought this Bitcoin fractal actually might have been invalidated, as we talked about yesterday, it actually swung back to the other side, completely actually mimicking this fractal, guys. I'll be honest, as of yesterday, with the significant pump we saw, I thought it was actually possible that this fractal could be invalidated. However, as of today, we've actually done exactly what this fractal is showing. This has been completely accurate for over a month now, going all the way back to July 25th, and it shows exactly what the Bitcoin price will do for the next 3 weeks. But will this fractal continue to be right? I mean, so far it has, but will it continue? And as well, like the last 3 times that Bitcoin has pumped from this 200 moving average on the hourly chart, it has pumped and actually gotten a straight dump down past it, like we saw again back in the middle of August, as well back at the very beginning of August, and actually even the very beginning again of August. And as well, what does this current low for Bitcoin mean? Is this a trend reversal? Are we going sub 11 and sub 10K? Or in fact, is this just a regular pullback? What is next for Ethereum? What is next for the altcoin market? And what exactly is next for the altcoin market going into the middle of September? Wow, welcome back to the channel, mommies, grannies, sisters, and nannies. Guys, we have a lot to delve into in this emergency webisode, with Bitcoin actually having a significant drop for one of the first times in a few weeks, guys. This is one of the first significant, very strong, quick price candles that we've seen for Bitcoin in quite a while. It's been pretty sideways and kind of boring, but we're going to talk about this because this is actually unbelievable. We are still mimicking this fractal, and to be honest, I was kind of hoping that the price wouldn't do this. We've talked about the last few episodes, some specific scenarios, and we've always kind of compared that to this fractal as well for other possibilities. But at this point, guys, we have to talk about what has been the most accurate, and without a doubt, it's been this fractal. Okay, this has happened like 2 times in the past 6 months, and it's continuing to happen now. Now, what is it predicting for the next few weeks? What is it predicting in the very short term? And this is just Bitcoin, right? I also have some predictions for altcoins as Bitcoin's fractal plays out, because something similar has happened, as we said, in the past 6 months, 2 other times, this being the 3rd time, okay, that it's happened with altcoins, and Bitcoin has done this in the meantime as altcoins were doing this. Wow, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get updated when we upload new videos. And as well, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave your comment below to enter for these ledgers. If we hit 1,300 likes in this webisode, we'll be doing picking a winner in the next video. And in your comment, maybe leave a reason why you're invested. You know, maybe you want to buy a new house. Maybe you want to change the world. Maybe you simply love gambling. Guys, huge, so let's jump into the webisode. Wow, so we have a lot going on Bitcoin's chart here as we broke out of this pattern, but something very key that we have here is where Bitcoin so far has found a bounce. Now again, this is by no means guaranteed the end of this pullback. I think we're still amidst this pullback, but we do have 2 4-hour candles with 2 consecutive higher lows at some very key levels. We had some lows here back in the middle of August, and then just recently, a few days ago here, all of these being lower than we currently have gone. So far, this is not a significantly bad pullback in terms of lower lows. It is a very significant pullback, obviously. We broke out of this ascending triangle. We broke actually almost to the tippy top of this falling wedge, which actually would have been about 11,075 on the Coinbase chart, but it actually pulled down to 11,160, so about $100 more than the very tippy top of that falling wedge. I don't see any significant divergence on the 1-hour chart just yet, but something that we did, you guys, is this. I mean, this is a pattern. Again, this is why I think this has to be manipulation at this point, and we're going to delve into that with this fractal as well, because I don't think there's any other way to explain how and why this would repeat like almost exactly for so long. But one thing we do have is when we've broken this 200 moving average on the hourly chart, which we've been talking about for a few days, we've gotten pumps, which we talked about very nicely yesterday. But what we saw with this is actually exactly what we've been seeing every time we've gotten those pumps. So specifically, okay, we had a pump here. Okay, keep in mind this is the hourly chart, so this looks pretty big, but again, it's only a 5% move, which I mean is significant, but from this moving average to the top of this move was about 5%, and then after that, we actually got a retrace below this moving average about 4%. Okay, and we saw something similar here, a move about 6%, and then a move down below that looks like about 3%, And then we just recently had this pump about 4%, almost 5%, and so far we've actually dipped again about 3%. So we've been seeing some wild swings on this 200 hourly moving average after nice pumps after breaking above this yellow line. So we pump above it and you see we swing the other way. We pump above it, you see we swing the other way. It's happened countless times over the last few weeks. But again, currently we still have a higher low when it comes to these local bottoms. Okay, the first one was around 11.1, then this one was about 11.130, so about $30 more than that, and this one's about 11.180, so like $50 more than the last one. So again, this is not a super novel price action. It's kind of just been repeating over and over again. But guys, specifically on this fractal, we talked about this yesterday. So one of the reasons we were considering this to be invalidated is because if we look at this fractal, we pumped significantly above what the fractal was showing. Okay, we went all the way up to like 12,050, which the fractal was basically still showing us under 12, around 11.8, if it was repeating exactly, which again, this is not a perfect matchup, so it's not going to repeat exactly anyway. And I'm not a huge fan of fractals to begin with, because basically all they are is a repeating price structure within certain time frames, right, with varying lengths. And basically what this is showing though, because again, if we would have continued to pump maybe for a day or two, I definitely do think this pattern would have been invalidated. But what this fractal did show is that after pumping a little bit, which we did to 11.8, it actually brings us all the way back down then to about 11.1, which is literally exactly what happened. So again, this fractal is still showing completely accurate price action, but what it shows for the next few weeks, specifically until like the last week and a half of September, what this shows, so keep an eye on this, if it does diverge from this, then it's invalidated. What it shows is basically trading between 11,100 and 11,600. As we've been mentioning, we kind of were hoping that's not really the price trajectory it will follow. But as of right now, that's what it's showing. Again, if we break 11.1 or 11 concretely, then this fractal's out the door, which I would prefer, honestly. I would prefer for this scenario not to be Bitcoin's price action. However, with that being said, what that means for altcoins is exactly what these past fractals have shown during the same time period, right? What they have shown is that as Bitcoin consolidates, specifically like the last 2 weeks or like the last 20% of these fractals, what has happened is altcoins have gone absolutely explosive. So all of these favorite altcoins you've been watching for the past few months, specifically Chainlink, and then a lot of these other DeFi coins and a lot of these other even smaller market cap coins have been pumping a lot as Bitcoin was trading sideways, specifically towards the end of these fractals. Because this is the third one, the second one being back here for like 3 months from May to the end of July, I believe. Yeah, the end of July. And then the other one that was repeating even prior to that. So that is what this is showing. Basically, this fractal predicted it. I didn't predict it. Again, as I said, I was kind of preferring that this didn't happen, but this is exactly so far what's been happening. Now, again, keep in mind, now it's kind of very easy to see if this fractal will be invalidated because the price action is very clear over the next 3 weeks of what this fractal says Bitcoin's price is going to do. Again, I don't love fractals. I think they're a little too simplistic to just copy price action and put them on the other charts for the future of Bitcoin's price, but this has been repeating so far, so we have to use it. But as well, what that means for Bitcoin's price in the short term and even the midterm being a few weeks, short term being like 2 to 3 days, what it means is that Bitcoin should not go lower than it currently is, right? It shouldn't be breaking 11,000. That is what this fractal is showing. I personally still think, although it seemingly is more and more unlikely that these patterns continue to repeat, I still think it is possible that there is a chance we could go below 10K, but as I said, I think it's getting less and less likely pretty much every day that goes by as these other patterns are repeating and these other price actions, or this other price action is kind of taking control on Bitcoin's chart. And essentially, Ethereum pulled back to its 21-day moving average. Ethereum's still looking strong. Ethereum's been outpacing Bitcoin on the Bitcoin pairing. This is the USD pairing, but Ethereum has been outpacing it. Again, I'm not concerned at all for for Ethereum's even short-term price action. I think Ethereum still can do really well in the short term, and as well a lot of these altcoins as well. So far, this pullback is really nothing to be concerned about. It is kind of unexpected. I think a lot of people were caught a little off guard, but again, overall, it's not that significant of a price move. No real structure has been broken. We have not created lower lows. We haven't broken out of any of these significant levels. We're still trading within this box, as we talked about a few days ago. Actually, in the episode about 2 days ago, we extended this box in anticipation of coming back here, and that's exactly what we did. So again, nothing super out of the ordinary. Everything's still looking fine even in the short term for Bitcoin here. So huge, guys. If you're interested in joining T4, this is the very last day to get 15% off on T4 with the code millions at checkout if you want to learn charting, trading, following along with my portfolio on my Telegram as well. We will be updating some of the TA in the course. The trading is up to date. Basically everything is up to date, except we definitely do want to update some of the TA courses in there. But yeah, guys, other than that, nothing super significant. If we do get a key break, which is very important, then I'll have to come on and do another update, because we're basically repeating exactly what this fractal is saying, which is why I'm not super concerned or excited at this point. But if we do, then, guys, I think the space will be a little more exciting, because then we have some novel price action and novel price predictions to look at. But again, as for right now, everything's kind of repeating exactly as the fractal shows.